get waxed tonight against the Miami Heat. This was an embarrassing loss by the Chicago Bulls, where they lost by damn near 40 points. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, hey, let's get into this. I'm going to let y'all know, and I'm not mad at y'all or anything like that. I'm not finna be talking about a goddamn 38-point loss. Like, I'm not finna be discussing this at all in depth, because this is some bullshit, bro. The way that the Bulls lost this game was utterly disgusting. It was disgusting. It was disappointing. It was sad. They're going to have to get their shit together at some point in time. But this loss, the way that the Bulls lost this game was utterly disgusting. I said 38-point loss. It's a 36-point loss. I'll fix the title. The Bulls just did not have the execution, the energy. They got out everything today by the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat out everything. Outworked the Chicago Bulls, outplayed the Chicago Bulls, outcoached the Chicago Bulls. Everything that you want to talk about that the Miami Heat could have possibly done in this game, that's what they did in this one. The Bulls rolled over and took it. That's what this is. Fresh fish on the yard. That's what happened. This was an utterly disgusting performance by the Chicago Bulls team, and Billy Donovan should be utterly embarrassed by the fact that he got outcoached once again by Eric Spoelstra. The Miami Heat own the Chicago Bulls, and I don't say that lightly, but I want to be clear here. The Miami Heat, up until further notice, completely own the Chicago Bulls by a large margin, unfortunately. Like, this was just a disgusting performance by this team that we know is capable of better than this. Now, some things didn't go the Bulls' way. We lost Isaac Okoro in this game. He ends up only playing 17 minutes. Kevin Huerter got ejected in this game. We lost Modest for about a quarter and a half. But even all that doesn't excuse. It doesn't excuse a 36-point deficit. It doesn't excuse a 36-point deficit at all. It just does not. And it's just unfortunate. You had Ayo Dosunmu in the starting lineup today. He scores 23 points. He leads the Chicago Bulls in scoring today, going 9 of 14 from the field. Josh Giddey had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 turnovers in this game from Josh Giddey. Isaac Okoro, 9 points. Modest Buzelis, 6 points. Nikola Vucevic, 6 points. We got 14 points from Jalen Smith coming off the bench. He actually played more minutes than Nikola Vucevic. Good. 10 points from Javon Carter, most of that coming in garbage time for him. The Bulls got absolutely wasted today is what happened. They got destroyed, they got embarrassed, and they got dealt with. That just is what it is. It's just unmistakable. There's no ifs, ands, buts, excuses, or other labels that you can throw to this. The Bulls got waxed tonight by every stretch of the possible imagination. They got waxed tonight. And everybody in that locker room, I don't give a shit, needs to look at themselves and ask themselves, are we a bunch of bitches? That's what you need to ask yourself, Billy Donovan included. Because the way that this team performed today was just embarrassing. Embarrassing, utterly embarrassing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was embarrassing, the performance that we saw from this Bulls team today. And this was not the team that we've seen that's been fighting, competing, and playing hard. Like, I'm not mad that the Bulls lost. I'm mad in the way that they lost and the fact that they showed no fight in the loss. If you competed and the Miami Heat just won the game outright, that's one thing. You got embarrassed in this game. They ran up the score on you, yes, because it's an NBA Cup game, but, like, you just got utterly embarrassed in this game. And that's something that everybody got to look at. Like, now, for what it's worth, this is the last game that we have against a team above 500 for a little while. But that's still not any excuse for this. There's no excuse for the way that the Bulls performed tonight. None. Not like this. And for once, the Bulls actually avoided a slow start. Yeah, they lost the first quarter 36-32, but what hurt the Bulls was that second quarter. They got completely killed in the second quarter. It wasn't as bad in the first quarter today. That second quarter completely killed the Bulls. If you look at the second quarter of this game, right? So the Bulls finished. Now, they did allow a big run in the first quarter, a 21-8 run by the Miami Heat in the first quarter of this game. At the end of that run, the Miami Heat were up by 6. The Bulls then went on a 6-4 run to end the first quarter down by 4. But then the Miami Heat came out in that second quarter with a 28-7 point run. By the end of that run, they were up 64-39. And it just was never a game for real after that point at all. The Bulls did go on a little mini run, a 13-6 run that made it look cute for a while, but it really didn't last at all. Coming out in the third quarter, the Bulls went a 3-2 run, and then it was 11-4 by the Miami Heat, 11-2 later on in that. The Bulls just never really got this one together, bro. So, it is what it is when it comes down to that. Vaughn got the G League stats in there. Shout out to Noah Essengay, who had himself a big night down and a big loss by the Windy City Bulls. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a block. Shout out to him. Yeah, at this point, man, I'd much rather even put Noah Essengay out there. Now, Isaac Okoro did not come back in this game. We lost him due to a hamstring thing, it looked like. He may miss a couple of games or whatnot. I'd absolutely call up Noah Essengay and be like, hey, we got 10 minutes for you. At the bare minimum, what you got for us? It's way too early to say that. This is sadly shaping up to be a 39-40. It's way too early to say. And actually, the Bulls on their pace much better than that. So it's way too early. We got to stop being knee-jerky. This was a bad loss, and I know that bad losses are always going to strum up some bad thoughts from this team. But let's not act like all of our wins have come against playoff teams. We've beaten 4 of the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference and the number 2 team in the Western Conference. So this is not have the feel of a 39-43 season as of yet. Y'all got to stop stop tripping a little bit too much. At this point, the Heat have to feel like that all they have to do is just show up and they'll beat the Bulls. I mean, listen. They had a game plan for us. The Bulls hung in there for a little while. The Bulls' zone defense looked like it was going to work a little bit there in that first quarter, but we moved off of that fairly quickly. Man, that was really bad. Hopefully we can bounce back and limit these amount of performances. That's what you got to hope for, because if you have too many performances like this, you're going to get completely and utterly wasted. But Zach and DeMar going hard at 3-13, so I mean it could be worse. Miami always do us in that. Miami owns us, bro. Essengay would not have saved this team tonight, nor Donovan with his usual mistakes. Bulls have a significant amount of players who previously were bench players, so definitely got to be patient. It's not about somebody saving us. I don't think anybody's saying that Noah Essengay would have saved us. If they are, they're stupid. But I do think they're saying that at this point, you might as well take a look at him. Like, he should be at least trying to contribute something for this team. He can offer some size and energy that we didn't have in today's game. The only thing I hope is when it comes to playoff time, our knees aren't burnt out with us being the fastest-paced team in the league. Well, we're also one of the best conditioned teams in the league and one of the deepest teams in the league, too. We consistently go 10-11 into our bench. And keep in mind, that's without us. I mean, that's with us missing some key players. No Kobe, no Zach Collins in today's game. So I think our legs would be fine. Noah wouldn't save this game, but he brings the hustle, rebounding, and size, and gets to the free throw line. That hustle that he brings, like, that's the 3 things that Noah Essengay can absolutely do right now at the NBA level. Rebound, catch lobs, block shots, and get to the free throw line. So 4 things. He can do those right away. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get 15 points a game doing that, but those are things that can help your team, right? But, at the end of the day, we know he's not going to play anytime soon, so it is what it is. Playoffs, I just hope we can win another damn game. That's hilarious. Games like this happen when they need to take care of Washington tomorrow. They better goddamn well take care of Washington tomorrow. What was that ejection on Herter? I have no idea, bro. That was such a weird situation. Like, because he hit the ref with the ball, but it clearly wasn't intentional at all. But even if Kevin Herter had stayed in this game, we already were getting our asses kicked before then. I'm watching the Dallas Mavericks play right now, and Daniel Gafford, although not scoring a lot of points, he's doing something that we need right now, protecting that paint. I see what you're not wrong. Yo, Drip, who looks at y'all's text messages? I do. I'm the only one that's on this channel. It's just my, unless you're talking about Bear Central, but it would be me if you're talking about Bull Central. Billy Streak of being out coached by Eric is insane. Bro, Eric Spoelstra completely owns Billy Donovan's soul. Like, it's just, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I just don't see how Dalen, Julian, Okoro, and P. Will is definitely better than Noah. No, I got to see that shit with my own eyes. The bar is low. I mean, you got to realize, though, it's a lot different. Like, even it's kind of how when you talk about, like, the gap between NBA role player and just a normal basketball player. Like, I'm not saying Noah Essengay is a normal basketball player, but when you're actually trying to win basketball games, you want to trust most coaches typically trust, the veterans. But at this point, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Noah Essengay out there, but we all know that's probably not going to happen. Kobe White is still the same player. When the team needs him to step up, he gets lost. I'm not taking it back. What are you talking about? Kobe White didn't even play in this game. And so, like, your comment is clearly targeted to something you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because Kobe White has actually helped this team up and stepped up big time. And did you watch the last game? Did you watch even in the loss against the Jazz when Kobe White came back in there and changed the tone of the game? I'm sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you literally have this comment already typed up. It's not even topical to the game that we Kobe White didn't play tonight. So it's not even topical. What in I get it. It looks like you may use a little bit too much Beijing in your profile picture, but what the fuck is you talking about? In the game we lost by 40, look at Giddey plus minus. Think about that. Plus minus that's not plus minus. You have to understand what plus minus is. Plus minus means that you are on the court or not during runs, right? So, yeah, Josh Giddey's plus minus was low at -4. That's because one of the bigger runs that we went out, he wasn't on the basketball court. But I think more so you want to look at, like, plus minus is one of the most useless stats if you're trying to judge the value of a player. Now, if you want to talk about net rating, that would be a much better stat to use. Much better stat to use. Haize, I know you won't like this, but a healthy AD on the squad would be fire. No, it wouldn't, because it's not like if you're just talking about just blanketly adding a healthy AD, yeah. But AD comes with a $60 million contract, which then you're going to lose a lot of the depth that you have on this team. And that's a player that hasn't played. He's only played over 60 games once since 2019. That's not worth it. That's not worth the risk. Now, if he was a free agent, that would be different. But it's not worth the risk of trading for AD with where we are right now. Brother, head on Kobe's comical. Makes no sense. He's by far the best scorer on the team, and Giddey is the best complete player. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that people like to actually, like, for some reason they want to try to be like, it's either or. Like, no, the whole point is you want both of those guys. The whole thing that they worked on this offseason is becoming better players together. Kobe White literally talked about how he wanted to become a better off-ball player so he can be a better fit with Josh Giddey. Like, it's this thing that people try to do is silly. It's silly. Hey, a lot of these people don't watch the games. They just look at the box. Oh, bro, I said that a long time ago. A long time ago. Most people, and I say it's probably more fans, they don't have time to watch every game, or they can't afford to watch every game. And they try to form these in-depth thoughts based off just box score, and it really doesn't make any sense. We haven't seen the best version of the Bulls yet, so patience. We haven't even seen the full version of the Bulls yet. We haven't seen a single game where our projected starting fives out there, or our projected 10-man rotation is out there. We haven't seen a single game of that yet. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to fix, like, the problems of offensive rebounding stuff alone, but I'm just saying that we haven't really seen that in full yet. Bulls still need to go back to some of the basics, starting with boxing the hell out there. You're absolutely right, bro. Absolutely right. The Anthony Davis bullshit needs to stop. It's because people don't understand the financials. They just assume we could drop that motherfucker on the squad. It's give and take. It's not that simple, y'all. Exactly. That's why I said if Anthony Davis was a free agent, let's just say he was a free agent this summer, I'm not saying he'd be the perfect acquisition for the Bulls, but if the Bulls were like, hey, AD, we got $35 million for you. Come home, play in Chicago. I'm not mad at that. But to trade for a $60 million player that doesn't play 60 games a season And it means giving up the depth, which has made this team special. And he's not always on the basketball court. When has trading for an often injured player ever worked for the Chicago Bulls? I tell y'all, it hasn't. It's never worked for us. Someone said, when is the conversation about the team mirroring the image of their coach going to be talked about? When it comes to 4 years of soft teams and Billy Donovan being the consistent thread. Listen, you can talk about that all day, but guess what? They love Billy Donovan. The players love Billy Donovan. You know, we've talked about it ad nauseum here. I do think a different coach could take this team a little bit further. But I truly believe AK is not going to move off of Billy Donovan until AK looks at a roster and says, this is a championship roster, so it's not the roster. Billy, that's you. Bye. Until that happens, Billy Donovan's going to be here as the head coach, as long as AK is running things. I hope our fans understand we're not trying to win a chip this year, but make sure we make it to the playoffs without the play-in. Hopefully next year Billy's gone, and Billy's not going to be gone next year. I can tell you that right now. Unless the Bulls lose every game for the rest of the season, Billy Donovan ain't going nowhere. AD Anthony Davis, bro, not Andre Drummond, bro. We're talking about Anthony Davis. Do you think Andre Drummond makes $60 million a year? Claxton triple-double tonight, though. That passing is nice, might be gone. Listen, but the price up, right? The price is just going to keep rising for what you need for Nick Claxton, and we'll see. They don't understand we never had a starting five at full strength and our bench solidified. You're right. Why did Kobe not play today? Would have been more needed today. Bro, you are preaching to the choir, bro. When they announced that he was sitting today, because he's not playing back-to-backs, when they announced that he was sitting today, I was like, that makes no sense to sit him against this Miami Heat team. Like, sit him against Washington, not against the Heat. That doesn't make any sense. But here we are. Here we are. Andre Drummond is wild. Yeah, it's wild to say Andre Drummond. That's crazy to think that AD meant Andre Drummond. That's just wild. The Bulls will need to win the next 4 games, so Bulls will win the next 4 games, so don't be disheartened. See red to the end. Hey, I mean, they got definitely winnable games coming up. Why is it now Chicago are just constantly shooting threes? We did so much better driving and shooting the occasional three-pointer. I mean, we've always had a high, we always had a high number of three-pointers, but we have stopped cutting to the lane as much, for sure, and I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe that was because Bam and Khalil Ware were out there, and so that was part of the game plan, maybe. But we definitely need to attack the paint a little bit more so we can get to the free throw line a little bit more often. Problem with people is they think upgrading the roster is easy. Like, this is 2K. You got to upgrade, but money matters a ton. You can't force trades with other teams without even money being reciprocated. It's a good point, too. Good point. In my field, AD means additional. First of all, that is hilarious. Hilarious. That is funny as hell. Acme really drafted Dalen over Walker Kessler. He was right there, bro. He was right there. Walker Kessler was right fucking there, bro. I haven't checked the Raptors schedule, but their 6-game win streak came at a good time, and they're second in the East. We aren't fall out yet. Are we still in the hunt? Need to win the easy ones now. Yeah, I mean, we got a stretch of easy games. They definitely can close that gap a little bit by winning those easy games. It just becomes a question on if they are, right? Because this is a Bulls team that, unfortunately, they play down to the level of competition way too often, so it's hard to kind of get a grasp on if they're going to do what's needed to be done. Why do our players keep passing it out when driving in the paint? Bro, missing so many looks and points there. I mean, I've said this. Like, sometimes it works out, right? The drive and kick is a thing for a reason. But I do think you put pressure on the defense when you drive and actually try to finish at the rim and either force them to foul you or you hit a tough shot. Right, and that at least then makes the defense have to think about going into that zone against you. But the Bulls just don't do that too often. We should go after Danny Wolf. They just strapped. Y'all got to. Oh, my Jesus, bro. Y'all be tripping, man. Y'all be set tripping out here. Bulls are off. Hopefully they bounce back, show some heart. Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, they shot 41% from the field, 28% from three, 75% from the free throw line. They missed 7 free throws today. Not that those 7 free throws are going to make a difference when you get beat by 36 points, right? But you got to get your life together, bro. You got to get your life together. Gideon Modest is like when the exec came out and said Zach doesn't play winning basketball. I don't see it working. Gideon and Modest have some great chemistry. I don't agree with you there, but I mean you are definitely entitled to your opinion. I wish Vooch could play defense. He would be one of the best. You think Sticks should get more minutes? I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm glad the Sticks play more minutes than Vooch. I said this a couple of episodes ago. I think when it comes down to, it just has to come down to, if Vooch is playing well, you play Vooch. When Vooch is not playing well, and if Jalen Smith is playing well, you play Jalen Smith. Now, if you run into a game where both Vooch and Jalen Smith are both playing bad, I think it depends on what you need at that time. Do you need a little bit more athleticism and defense? Then you play Jalen. If you need more of a scoring punch, you play Vooch, right? I think that's how you can play that, but we'll see. Only trades I would be okay with is Trey Murphy or Kessler. That's it. Some of y'all thinking that we can just randomly spend money blindly sometimes. I mean, not everybody has time to know the ins and outs of the salary cap, bro. So I'm not even going to blame them on that. It kind of is what it is there. But all right, y'all. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up, man. I still got to do Locked On NBA tonight. I got a lot of shit ahead, and unfortunately now I'm in a bad mood because the Bulls got waxed badly today. So there you go on that one, man. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And like I like to end everything on, stay safe out there, see red, and always go Bulls. Unfortunately, they're going home today with a 36-point loss. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.